I'm Claire from createdtheottaway. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up in the UK. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you giving up your time. I try and do a little craft along video every week, usually a fun fold or something. I love to share ideas and inspiration for all your paper crafting projects. As you can probably tell by my voice, I've got a really heavy cold. So this week's craft along is going to be fairly short because as soon as I start chatting, I get coughing. So my videos are usually pretty easy to follow along to. And as a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I mainly use Stampin' Up stuffs, all their products, basically because I just really love them. They coordinate, I don't have to overthink things. Yeah, just absolutely love them. I'll try and share some tips along the way to help you get the best value from what you have in your stash. And if you like any of the products and you're in the UK, you can shop with me at createdtheottaway.co.uk. I'd really appreciate that, just because it'll keep me crafting. So, shall we get crafting? So today, like I said, I'm feeling pretty rough. So what I'm going to do is share a fairly quick make. It's not my original design, but I have sort of doctored it a bit. It is a double gift bag. So isn't that lovely? This is some of the new paper, which is in the catalogue, but you can't really see it. It's called Masterfully Made. It gives a hint of how bright it is, but look at that. I mean, I've already chopped into it loads. This I particularly love. I think we're going to be using this one today. Perfect for scrapbooking. Look at that mountain scene. What's it like on the other side? Yeah, really lovely, vibrant colours. Some of the others. There's two patterns that are my favourite, these two floral ones. Really love those. What are they like on the other side? Oh, that's really nice as well. What's on the other side of this one? Oh my goodness, pretty peacock colour. I love that. Yes, so grab some of that, put that in your shopping basket if you're into bright colours. You won't regret it, I can promise you that. So I've used that one of the sheets of that paper on this bag that I did earlier as a sample, and I've actually used some retired ribbon that I thought went with it. So just raid your stash. This original idea, as I was saying, is from a fellow demonstrator called Pampered Chef, so please do go and check hers out. She uses a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I've just doctored mine a little bit for what I needed, but basically the principle is exactly the same. So what are you going to need today? A sheet of 12 by 12 to start with, two pieces of ribbon that are 10 inches, okay, just two pieces of those, something to make a hole with. I've got a single hole punch that I use because it's quite small. It's really old. I can't even remember when I got it. It might even have been when I was at school, which is way back when. But it's been hanging around and I use it loads and loads and loads. I'm sure you can still get them. Or if you've got some of the small Stampin' Up punches, some of those are really small as well, small holes or a little flower or a little shape. You could get away with using that as well. And I'm going to use some double-sided tape because I can't find my glue. Simply, you could use Tombow glue or use whatever is your favourite. So let's get crafting. What do you need to do? So this, if I leave that there for a minute while I natter to you, you need to cut your DSP at 10.5 by 12, and then that's it basically. I'll go through the scoring with you. As long as you've got your ribbon ready and your hole punch ready, we are good to go. So I've actually bought myself another trimmer. Is that really bad? Just because every time I come to do a video, I'm like, oh my God, that's disgusting. I need to clean it off. So I've bought myself one that I only use for my videos. But you know when you buy it and it's got that layer of plastic on to keep it nice and clean. I don't want to remove it because that gives it extra life, but I've already noticed it's bubbling there. So if you've bought a Stampin' Up trimmer, you may well have done what I did when I first bought one. Didn't even realise that there was a sheet of plastic on there, and over time it bubbles up as you use it and you think, oh my goodness, there's something wrong with the trimmer. No, it's to keep it clean. So yeah, look at this shiny new paper trimmer. The cutting blade is amazing because it's so new, and the scorer is as well. So yeah, I'm a little bit in love with it at the moment. I'm trying really hard not to use it. How sad is that? Anyway, back to the craft along. So 12 by 12 piece of paper. As I said, we need one side of it to be 10.5. Now, this paper is not really an any way up sheet of paper, but it could be because the writing that's on it is quite faint. So unless you're really looking, you're not going to notice. The other side also is any way up, so that's really good. I've already decided this is going to be my outside, but we'll talk you through that as well. So I'm just going to open this out to the arm, and I'm going to cut it at 10.5 on one side. So 10.5 inches. It's probably off of your screen. So I've just gone up to the top, made sure that my paper is along the top so that I know I'm getting it right. And then I'm just cutting down with the cutting blade at 10.5. Now that leaves me with that piece, which actually what I could do is fold that in half and turn that into a bit of a tag for the bag. Certainly do something nice with that. So I'm going to keep that to one side. I'll do that in another video. So on that short 10.5 inch side, okay, so don't move it anywhere yet. What you need to do is score on both ends at 2 3/4. So I'm going to slide that along to 2 3/4 on that side. Make sure that the cutting blade is out of the way and just score. And because this is so shiny and new, it doesn't even feel like it's scoring. Okay, let's have a look. Yep, definitely scored. So this is a rubbish piece of paper to show you a filming, isn't it? So I'm going to score it there, so fold it over so you can see. So I've done 2 3/4 that side. I'm actually going to flip it over and do 2 3/4 on the other side. So 2 3/4 on that side. Okay. So that is my 2 score lines. I'm just going to fold that over so it gives me more of an idea where the score line is. Then I'm going to turn it round, and I am looking at the 12 inch side now. Okay, and there's quite a few score lines on this. So the first one is 1 inch. Okay, that is going along there. And then it's 5 1/4. 5 1/4. Okay, and then it's 6. Do you notice that I'm going up and down a few times with my scorer? It's because it feels like it's not scoring, but it is. You can see the score lines. Okay, 1 5 1/4, 6, and then 6 3/4. Just make sure that that's at a right angle. 6 3/4. And then the last one is 11. And that's it with the score lines. Okay, so I can get rid of my paper trimmer, move that out of the way. Okay, just for a minute, just make sure that's back in place. So what do we do next? We're going to do the top and the bottom of the bag. So this piece here, and we're going to attach the ribbon. Now you can see on the inside of the bag you can't see the ribbon, it's tucked under here. Now how do we do that? Decide which side you want on the outside. So I know I want this on the outside because it's the brightest side, so I'm just going to fold over the top there just so I can get a look of what that looks like. So the top of my bag is going to be this pattern. So this is the piece that the ribbon is going to go on. So I'm going to spin my paper right round and I'm going to fold over this piece, okay, so that I know these two pieces are going to be where my ribbon is going to be. There's a score line right in the middle. I'm just folding my paper in half now, okay, just like that. Don't worry about what you're doing, just do exactly as I say, fold it in half, okay, then unfold these pieces, and what you're going to do is make a hole just on this 1 inch piece, okay. Now I really am sorry because I should have thought about this. You're not going to be able to see it on this paper, so I will explain as easily as I can. There's 2 sides to your bag, one side and that side, and this piece here, this rectangle, this top rectangle here, is where you need to put your holes. Now they need to be 1 1/4 inches in from this point here. So from this score line, you need to find 1 1/4 inches here and make a little mark, and from this score line here, 1 1/4 inches in and make a mark. So I'm actually going to use my paper trimmer to do that because it's easy. You could do it by eye if you're confident enough to do that. So I'm going to fold that up so that I can find the 1 1/4 line. Okay, so that folded bit is the 1 1/4. So where my cutting line is, I'm just going to put a little, my pen works, a little circle there, which it doesn't. Ooh, that's not very good, is it? Okay, there, about midway in that rectangle. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but there's a dot there. Now this side, I'm going to line up with my cutting line, so that this is in line, and I'm going to look for 1 1/4 here, and I'm going to do the same again, okay, and just by eye I'm going to see if they're level. So now on that middle rectangle there, I've got 1 black dot there and 1 black dot there, but it's folded in half, so I'm going to punch the 2 holes at once. Before I do that, let's move this out of the way, I'm going to put some double-sided tape on here. So I'm going to put it on the back on this piece. So I'm going to put it right along the whole thing. So, and sort of in the middle, just along there. Do you know what? I've just covered up those holes. I'm going to have to mark them again. Oh, that's what a head cold does to you. Okay, let's put the tape on and we'll worry about it in a minute. So the tape is going on both sides, just on that 1 inch rectangle, right along. Just flatten it down. And actually you'll be able to see where my black dots are this time. Okay, so I'm going to get my paper trimmer back. I hope you're all giggling. No mistakes in crafting. Okay, so find that bit again where that line is. Find 1 1/4. Okay, 1 1/4 from there. Make a little circle. That's not going to work on the, but I'll be able to see it. Oh, so I've lined it up on the run-in. So that's 1 1/4 inches in. And then this side, find the crease. So the crease is there, okay, just there. So I'm finding 1 1/4 and it's about there. This doesn't have to be exact, okay? So I don't know, can you see there's 2 circles, one there and one there. Get my hole punch and I am gonna make a hole. Let's move that out the way again. Do you know, for a quick video, this is turning into a marathon. Okay, can I do 2 holes at once? No, it's too thick for this little hole punch. So that is going to go there. That's going to be sticky. So there's 1. and there's 2. Okay, so now, how do I do it? No. So I'm just going to do that. You could do 2 at once, it's just my hole punch will only take 1 sheet of paper. You can get those big, what is it called, crocodile? That would do it both, that would do it in one go, wouldn't it? I should have bought that instead of this little hole punch. Never mind. So I'm going to take this side, I'm going to take the backing of the tape off, get 1 piece of ribbon, and I'm going to thread one end through. Now again, I'm going to use this as my guide. Where the fold is, I just put my ribbon to there, okay, on the sticky and pull it tight. Okay, so can you see that? And then I'm going to make sure it's in the right place, pull it through again. Oh, it's sticking to me. Find the fold again, which is about there. Okay, pull that through, and that is my ribbon handle that side. Now when you're sticking it down, don't push the ends down because you're going to want to tuck the other piece in a minute. Fold it over and do it exactly the same on this side. So pull that off, get your ribbon, pull it through, find your edge of your score line there, pull it through so you've got a bit there, and then make sure it's the right angle, pull it through to that side, and then do the same with this side. Find where the edge is, the score line is, flatten it, pull it through, and your handles should be the same height. Okay, and the same. Push it down here and here, but don't push it down right at the edge. Okay, we are nearly there, I promise. Okay, so that's your bag there. We're going to open it out. So open it out like that, spin it round, and now you're going to join both sides together so that you end up with a bit of a tunnel through, okay, like that. Now one overlaps another, so have a look which one overlaps. So this one overlaps, so I'm going to put some tape along here. Now I'm just putting tape on this brightly coloured section, not these end sections, just this bit. So now my tape is a little bit thick, so I'm going to go over there, like so, and fold it back on itself. So I'm going to use a block to pull it off because it gives me a straight edge. Pull that off, pull the backing off, and can you see where I've gone over? I'm just folding it back on itself now, because you can do that with double-sided. Okay, so that's got a nice sticky edge now. This bit is coming over. I'm going to press that down, and then I'm going to decide which bit tucks under. So I'm going to pull that bit up because I didn't press it down, and that's going to tuck in like that. And I'm going to spin it round, and I'm going to tuck in that side as well. So pull it up because you haven't pressed it down too hard. That's going to tuck in, and that is like that. So you've got a nice neat inside edge. Okay, now turn it over, so you should have like a tube like this. Okay, now these handles need to be on the outside, so if you fold your paper in half like that, so you end up with that bit, and then you need to make the bottom score lines like a W. So the score lines are already there, you just need to reaffirm them like that, so you end up with that. And that is your bag. So we need to put some double-sided tape along here. So I'm going to put it not right at the edge, but almost. Just along there and along there, like so. Just make sure that's really firm down, everything is stuck. And we will have a ta-da moment. So bring that up, and just make sure that your bags are level with each other. Press those down, like so. And there is your double gift bag. Like so. Ta-da! Now, it's got a gap in the middle. I think this is quite a useful thing. I think you could tuck something in there as well as an added bonus. I quite like that. If you don't like that, you could put double-sided all the way down and just stick it, as long as you allow it to stand as well. But there you go. There we have our double gift bag in the very beautiful paper that is called Masterfully Made. Ta-da! So which one do you prefer? I love this one. Oh, I just love this small pattern. So I hope you've enjoyed watching it. No coughing at all. Maybe I could have done a much longer video. Thank you for watching, and if you like what you're seeing, you can always subscribe. I try and post at least once a week, life permitting, and happy crafting. Bye.